Opalaka story? So from what I can remember, I think Iggy from NGY is the one that got us to come to the show because we didn't really know the people that were booking it. And so it took forever to find the house because we had no idea where this house was because we'd never been there before. And then like we pull up to this block and it's just like loaded with cars, like on the left and the right and every single block. And we can tell like there's something going on here. And then there was this like blue Toyota Camry that was parallel parked in this spot in the grass. And it was like, I think this guy was like super fucked up or something. He was like looping on drugs because he was ramming the back of a car and then backing up into the other car, like an animatronic or something at a theme park. And we were like, okay, yeah, we're here. And then like we pulled up and everything was like chill for, I would say probably like an hour and 30 minutes. And there was at least like 1,000 to 800 people there. It was just like a whole, like it's the entrance is on the side, on the right side of this guy's gate, and there's a whole crowd of people just flooding the gate, and like the guy's charging different prices for everybody. And then we walk in and there's like tables that are filled with liquor and people were like stealing bottles and stuff. And the backyard was probably like 5 times the size of somebody's normal backyard in length, but it was wide too, but it was just extremely long. And there was people like, there was like a blacktop court and people playing basketball. There was like jet skis somewhere in the back. I don't think they were in the water, but I remember seeing jet skis. And it was like where the bands were playing, there was like a huge blue tarp laid down on the floor. And the speakers were pretty ass. Like the stage was very rinky dink and looked like if you got too many people on it, it would probably collapse. And I think I remember seeing Grime Green playing. I remember seeing AWOL play and vaguely NGY. And then I think toward the end of their set, the power started going out. And so everybody's just like looking at each other like, oh, like this shit's about to be over or whatever. And then so we're all just kind of lost and waiting for the power to come back on. And then it'll come back on and then go off and then come back on and then go off like multiple times. It eventually got to the point where somebody told us like, yo, like nobody else is gonna play for the rest of the night. Like that's it, it's pretty much over. And then so I started going back to my car to get my to help my bandmates get their stuff. And then on my way back, I see like the bassist at the time and David just running out my car. I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened? And David's like, yo, some guy tried to shoot me. And like that's like the first thing that he tells me. Like the first thing he tells me is somebody pulled out a gun. He doesn't tell me like anything beforehand. Like that's the only information. And so I'm like, oh shit. And like I tell him to just like lay low and duck down while I pull up to get the guitars and stuff. And then right as I pulled up, the cops were already like pulling up to the spot. But then David starts actually telling me the story of what happened. Pretty much when the power went out and I left, we had this whole plastic thing of like 24 toilet paper rolls that we would take to every single show to throw during where the bathroom at. And then David was like taking all the toilet paper. I'm pretty sure he's like crossfaded or something. And he was like, yo, you didn't let us play the show. We drove all the way out here. You didn't let us play the show. And he's just like throwing all the paper. And then this like dude that's pretty jacked, because I remember seeing the video of it, like walks up to him. He's like, yo, like stop that shit. And he like throws another one. And he's like, you didn't let us play the show. And then so the guy like you can see his hand is like wide as fuck, and he just like slaps the shit out of David. And then he looked to, he was a grown like man for sure.
And David was like a kid.
Yeah, at the time, like I think I was like 19. I think most of us were 19 and 18, and the youngest member was like 17. I think Santi was like a couple years younger than us. But yeah, we're jits. And like this guy's like a grown ass man. He just slaps the shit out of David. And then somewhere along that, I guess one of his boys was running up, and like to back him up, he was like already clutching. And then someone's like, yo, he's got a gun. And so they just started dipping. And then that's when I intersected them. And then when I saw them on the street, I was kind of parked in front of the house for a bit, so I was holding up traffic for a little bit, and there was already like feds there, and then I was like, yo, just grab like your guitars. We'll put the everything else in somebody else's car, but just to get the guitars out of the way. And there was like one cop standing in front of me. He was like, yo, you gotta go. And like he can see them putting the guitars in the car. I'm like, give me like 5 seconds. He's like, yo, you gotta go. He's like, give me 5 seconds. He's like, you gotta go. And after the third time, he raised his voice so loud that they just like threw the shit in and like got in, and we just kind of like dipped and then reorganized afterwards. But thank God it wasn't as serious as, or nothing too serious like happened to where, because if something would have happened to David, the owner could have been like, he was in my backyard. So I don't know if it was the classic get a party as full as you can and max it out, and then once it gets out of control, you call the cops on your own party and kick everybody out, or if it was just that there was so many cars in people's yards that multiple calls were coming in, because it was like literally like it was like a Project X movie. Like that was crazy.